Why my lotus is not blooming despite of many leaves and good growth? So, what makes a lotus to bloom? There could be many intrinsic as well as extrinsic factors for a lotus to bloom. Let's check it out. Many of us would have bought seeds online, and we were able to successfully raise lotus. Uh, it produced a lot of leaves, but unfortunately we don't get any flowers. What could be the reason for this? First and foremost, if you buy a seeds online or from a puja store, or if you collect a seeds from a lake, all these seeds comes from a native lotus, or maybe it could be a wild lotus cultivar. And wild lotus needs a huge space or a great ambience like a lake or a pond for successfully growing and flowering. So in homestead condition, it's very difficult for us to create such an ambience unless you provide a huge space, a tank or a pool for such lotus to make it bloom. A plant grown from a seed is called a seedling. Most of the seeds we buy from online platform are from wild lotus cultivars. These seeds need large space for good growth and bloom. Just like it's hard to domesticate a tiger, a wild lotus seedling may take an year to bloom. Each seedlings are each individuals, and planting more than one seedling in a container with limited space will compete each other for food and space. These are unlikely to give a bloom. Second thing generally people miss about is the climatic factors, that the time of planting. Whether it is from a tuber or a seeds, it's best to plant from the month of March. You start from the month of March so that you get bloom at least by June. So June, July, August, these 3 months you get a lot of light, day length, and this in turn induces or triggers the plant to give good flowering or budding. The best month to start a lotus from seeds or tubers is from the month of March in India, so that by the month of May your plant would be mature enough to produce healthy buds. If you plant it in the mid-season, the plant may remain in an immature phase and may produce weak flowers. Now, if you are starting a lotus from tubers, that you bought a lotus tuber and you are planting it, make sure that this tuber belongs to a very good flowering cultivar so that you get a bloom within a month or two. These days we get a plenty of hybrid cultivars, hybrid lotuses like Lady Bingley, Liang Li, White Puff, Valentine. All these are good plants which produces flowers within a month or two. So it's better that in case if you are a beginner, then go for such easy bloomers or easy blooming cultivars, and it can also be grown in a very small containers as well. There are certain new generation hybrid lotuses which are free flowering types. Sourcing tubers of these cultivars are the best option if you are looking for easy flowering lotus plants. These hybrid lotuses are generally day neutral and can give you blooms any time in a year except winters. The potting mixture or soil is another issue with many, that people think that clay is a good option or maybe the garden soil is a good option, but you test it before you grow. If the soil is very good, obviously you can find a very good growth of lotus, and if the soil is very poor, that you will see the lotus plant lagging, and it may not be producing good leaves, or the leaves will be affected with many patterns or kind of fungal rest. So you have to observe your plant whether it likes the soil or not. So if it is not working, then you have to change your soil and plant it again so that you get better blooms in a very short time. Soil quality really matters a lot. No matter how good blooming your lotus could be, if you fail to provide good soil mixture, your lotus won't grow well. Presence of chemicals, oils, or high pH can adversely affect lotus growth. You can amend your soil with vermicompost or well-cured cow manure and some bone meal to prepare a good substrate for lotus. Light has a crucial role in triggering buds. Generally, lotus requires a long day to initiate buds. Hence, lotus needs to be kept under full sun for making it bloom successfully. These days, most of the hybrid lotuses are day neutral, which means they can even produce flowers in short days as well. While we try a lotus from seeds, we are unsure about the cultivar type. That is, whether it is a small, medium, or large, or wild type. Hence, it is always advised to plant it in a large container of more than 3 feet wide and 1 feet deep, which helps the plants to grow well without space constraints. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe, share and support. Thank you.